Oh,
God damn.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Woo woo. Hey.
Yo.
Hey. I've been doing the same thing since way back when. Best believe my bitch come through when I'm calling. Fuck yeah.
What is going on, everyone? It is another beautiful Thursday.
Yes. Podcast Thursday. Fuck yes.
I'm my own soundboard here. And if you haven't noticed, it is not only your host, Jesus Perez, and
Rui Robles.
but we also have
Yours truly, Zachary Myers.
and
Caesar.
he was not born with his birth certificate is
that's
just
confidential information.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
He's part of a marketing team, so therefore we have a secure contract that he cannot disclose his last name.
His name is literally C-Zar.
Yep.
Caesar.
Yeah.
Quasar.
If you had a nameplate, it could Caesar. What is going on, everyone? Thank you for tuning in to another lovely episode. Hope you guys have been having a great week. This time around, we are talking about, well, not talking about, I don't want to say talking about Russia. I don't want to, get in trouble there. But
That's really political, actually.
Yeah, not to get political or anything, but Russian topics.
Yes.
That's better, right? As of recently, an article came out saying that Russia was planning on cloning a 3,000-man army from the Scythian Warriors who were here thousands of years ago. Also, Robles will be talking about feet.
So you gotta go more into that. You can't just say feet.
That's like a broad topic that you can cover. So
it's just
what
all
about feet?
The metatarsals,
Yeah.
when they're
So-
in your mouth.
Toenails,
To go into perspective, first of all, I don't got a foot fetish. I'm just gonna say that right now.
You don't?
No.
You want one?
Fuck no.
We can develop one according to what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, what I'm talking about today is talking about how do you think that we can Pavlov someone into having a foot fetish? And if that's the case, can we Pavlov anyone into anything?
For people that don't know, Pavlov was a psychologist,
Yeah.
researcher, a well-known person, a man,
A myth.
scientist. If he was a myth, would he be like debunked? Because
Yeah.
he's real. So he's a debunked myth
Yeah.
because he's the thing,
No.
like Jesus.
I feel like Jesus was
Is a
a
myth?
real thing.
They was a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think so?
No, like they actually found like they traced back in time to like the actual person that they talk about. There was a Jesus.
There was a Jesus.
Yeah, there was a Jesus.
Interesting. Yeah.
I gotta say something real quick.
Okay.
Imagine if we sent Chris Angel back in time, right?
Okay.
Hear me out here.
Okay.
He'll get burned at the stake.
Okay.
Now hang on.
Okay.
Chris Angel's like, I ain't ready for this shit. And then out of nowhere, he's like, and boom,
And boom.
he's walking on water. People are like, oh fuck, that's Jesus right there.
Dude, have you guys ever watched Chris Angel?
Yeah,
I used
Yeah.
to watch him like a lot.
He's not very good.
What?
No, so like his stuff or his like TV show was like just scripted.
You think
to
so?
the max. It was
a lot of
scripted
it
to
was
the max.
scripted, and a lot of his illusions or tricks, whatever, are just fake. Like the
Well,
walk,
well, yeah,
the,
well, obviously.
the walking
I mean,
on water.
Well,
They just-
obviously.
Okay,
They
come
just
on.
put super clear glass.
You think so?
Yes.
Well, they do.
Wasn't
but,
that on Mythbusters like a long time ago?
His title is Illusionist.
No,
Yeah, so I mean,
He's fucking
it's
with
the
the
you
mind.
can't say illusions are fake.
No.
'Cause
Well,
then-
no. The illusions aren't fake. The
Illusions are
illusions
illusions.
are the
Illusions.
perception of something that
So
seems
like, what
real.
about him was fake then?
No,
The
like
fact-
his TV show.
His
and
chain.
shows.
Oh, it was all
Yeah,
scripted.
It was all scripted.
So I mean, I feel like what magician isn't?
They are paid actors. Like the people that he like confronts, I guess, on the side of the road or whatever, they are paid actors.
It was
like,
never like spontaneous.
Yeah, it's not like he just like literally walks up to some random person in Seattle or whatever. It's like this is this. Like
there's a pigeon in your cock.
like they like they literally talk about it beforehand. Like okay, this is what's gonna happen. This is
I'm
how
gonna
this
take
is
a
gonna
pigeon
go.
out of your cock.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say that like every last aspect of it is scripted. I mean, a lot of it is,
The majority
like,
was.
Yeah, the majority of it was scripted, but for the most part, like, they would do an overview of what was gonna happen. Like, people would have like real reactions or whatever, but at the same time, like,
What I'm talking about is like his TV show.
Oh, yeah,
not like his like actual performance, but his TV show.
yeah,
Specifically was 100% scripted.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, you have to admit though that most of it's like tricks and shit. Like that shit blew my mind.
But there's like overboard kill.
I mean,
it was
but
just
like
it was like an overkill.
Chris Angel.
It was like
Oh,
an
yeah.
overkill. It was
Yeah,
like it was
his-
definitely an overkill, but I guess like so
But it's
I have,
Chris Angel.
so like I have seen him in Vegas, and it was a pretty like entertaining show.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm pretty sure. Like, people want to be mind blown. People want to forget. Obviously, like
Reality.
yeah, like a lot of there's some people that will think there's real magic out in the world.
Yeah, like-
but a lot of it's illusion and
Yeah.
like sleight of hand and mirrors and gas and it's quote unquote fake.
So there was a quote where someone was saying how they don't want to live in a world where people can't get conned or can't get tricked, because that's a world where nobody trusts anybody. So if you think about it, like most of the people that do get conned or get scammed or get like tricked, they're very trustworthy people. So if we were to live in a world where nobody gets conned and no one trusts anyone, I mean, is that really a world you want to live in? Think about it.
No, I mean, no, I mean,
'Cause, I mean, you
I
gotta
mean,
think, like-
okay, like, but then you're saying, going off of this, you're saying like, we need to con people.
I'm not saying we need to con people. What I am saying is that the reason that we can get conned is because we have that sense of trust. We have that sense of belief. Like whenever we see these crazy things, we have that little thing in the back of our minds, like, damn, this is real. Like this is happening right in front of me right now. So they have that belief. They have that little spark of like that they want to believe that what they're seeing is like crazy. And it's mind blowing.
I mean, also you gotta think like
Yeah.
conning people, fucking recruiters.
Yeah. Oh.
None of us would be here.
So like military recruiters.
Yes, none of us
So-
would be here if it weren't for our recruiters who talked us into thinking that the army was a good idea.
And every time
Not true.
every time you,
Not
well,
true.
okay, I'll let you say something real quick. But I just want to say that whole there's no quota is a whole lie. Like I asked him like, like
Yeah.
I was like, I'm signing up already, so you don't gotta lie to me. But like, do you guys have a quota? And he was like, no, there's no thing. Like there's no quota. That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
No, there is.
Your job is to recruit.
You're a salesman.
You are literally selling,
And if
trying to buy people's souls, pretty
Yeah.
much.
And if you don't do a good job, then guess what? Get your
Yeah.
ass-
So what were you gonna say?
I said like when he said like like the recruiters like just like lied to everybody. That's not true. My recruiter didn't lie to me whatsoever.
Well,
He was like straight up
all
about
of
it.
them.
You know, and it was just like
Well, yeah,
and
of
then
course.
like some people just join because they actually do want to join. And it's just-
Which I don't.
Yeah,
Understand.
there's
I don't
people-
understand why.
Some people join there's
Many
hundreds of reasons why someone would join.
I
But I
wanted to
do.
join.
But I've met people that join just because they said fuck it. I've met people that are like, I literally just want to serve my time. And then there's people who are just like, no, I just care for the
I ain't
benefits.
got nothing better to do, or
Yeah,
that was me. I honestly didn't have anything better to do. I mean, it was either go to college and be in debt, or go to the army and have my schooling paid off. So
I mean, shit. There's also
and have
like,
something to do.
there's also people who like had to do it because of like financial reasons. Like some people, I mean, they didn't have that financial freedom, or they didn't have like that, that. I guess, what's the word?
help, cushion,
Not really help.
stimulus,
Something like that. Like they didn't have
support.
anything. They didn't have anything, so the army was the only thing that they could do.
So
for
they
some
were
people-
they were like near rock bottom, and it's
yeah,
like
so for some people
they saw it
yeah,
as like a
it's-
savior kind of thing.
No, not really. I mean, for some people, the army was like something that they needed.
Yeah. Okay. I feel that. 100%. Do you? Okay. You just mentioned finances though.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you personally have benefited by being in financially?
Personally, if I didn't join, I'm not gonna lie, I'd probably be out selling drugs. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
That's like out of all things.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, dude. You know, it's like
Okay.
it's just struggle.
Slanging-
I mean, it's fair enough. Like, I'm not
Slinging
judging
dope.
for it, but it's just like that.
I feel like everybody has gained something from joining the military. It doesn't matter if it's
Yeah. No. 100%. Yeah.
I've gained a lot of friends, I'd say.
Do you think so?
Not a whole lot of friends, but I've gained friends that I would have, if I hadn't joined the army, I would have never met. You know, people like you connect with on like a deep level, like friendships that you wouldn't find. I'm not trying to say you wouldn't find it in the real world, but hard to find in the real world.
Okay, now I just want to question that because I feel like your definition of friendship and mine are like slightly different, and that's okay. But like, what do you consider a friend?
I consider a friend like, you know, someone like Juarez. You know, we have common interests. You know,
I don't think he's your friend.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
No, we're family, bro. We're family. We're not friends.
Exactly.
We're
well,
family.
yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. I mean to put it in a different.
No, the only reason I ask is because like there's people that are like there's friends, there's acquaintances, there's just coworkers. Then there's like people that you consider family, like a brotherhood, and like going through therapy, there's like different levels, and like what you think is something someone else might think it's different. That's why I asked, because like realistically, throughout your entire life, you can narrow down who your like true friends are in like two hands or like one hand.
Yep. So what I gotta say about that is that in the civilian world,
Right.
how many of your friends would fucking like no shit, like if shit hit the fucking fan and there was a fucking shootout, would get right by your side and just start shooting back? Or like how many of your friends would like sleep in the middle of the fucking desert, out in the middle of fucking nowhere, like smelling like straight dog shit, just fucking like
doo doo.
Yeah, like eating like fucking like straight up fucking
Recycled doo doo.
Yeah,
10-year-old.
And like you know they have your back.
Yeah, like
See, now is that okay? I want to challenge that again. Do you think that's only situational?
No.
Because you're in the military, so you feel like you have to, obviously. But would you, knowing yourself before the military, would you do that for your best friend?
See, that's the thing. Like so, like you know, like so. I feel like the military, like kind of like you make like so. I feel like you make family in the military because you're so like tight, right?
Yeah.
So like
Tight as fuck.
So like my best friend, Genevieve, my best friend.
Yeah, who couldn't be here today?
So who couldn't be there sadly, but me like I would if I never joined the army, I would have never said not one word to her.
Yeah, you would have never known her.
Or like say I did know her, right? But like just looking at her, I would have not said one fucking word to her.
Wait, like
Just like I could not be friends with her just
because
like
she's
that.
white.
No, not because she's white. Because she's so
She's ugly,
different.
pretty,
She's so different.
different
you know?
race.
She's just
like,
so like different.
Okay,
you know?
I'm just trying to like figure out why. Like,
At least like the way I grew up, but like right now, bro, I would like.
you would die for her.
I would die for her, but like
Really?
if it was my homies or her, bro, 100% her.
Really?
Yep.
She's wow. If you're listening, Fry, then you know you got a homie here.
And that leads us to the homie check.
Nah.
hey, this
Yeah,
is
you wanna like lead it off or
So
you announce the homie check?
For all of you people watching, listening, either or, this is your homie check. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Are you okay? Are you not okay? Whether you're okay or you're not okay, that's okay. I know I'm saying okay a lot, but this is a homie check, and I just want to make sure that you're okay.
And that's okay.
And that's okay.
And like I really, it would be really great. It would excite me, and like if someone were to literally message us like, "Hey, like I'm going through something. You guys have said that, like you guys are there. Like you guys have gone through shit. Like you mind if I talk to you guys?" Like that'd be pretty cool. Like if someone went on the Reddit and was just like, "Hey, question," or if like someone sent us a DM or whatever, like it'd be really cool.
By the way, we got our Reddit. Just saying.
Yeah, I was
What's
actually just about
If
to
you
ask,
didn't
like,
listen to
you
our
guys
last
got-
episode, yeah, we
Yeah,
have a
what's the
Reddit.
Reddit, by the way?
What's up?
What's the Reddit?
Dudes versus
Versus
everything.
everything.
Dudes versus everything. There you
Spelled
go.
out exactly how it is. We are our name. I'm gonna gloat a little bit. It's so original that if you Google "dudes versus everything," he didn't make it up.
I did. I literally did.
You did
I
it.
brought
You
up
made
the
you made the Reddit,
Here we go.
I made it up.
but the name itself I made.
No.
Yep, I literally
I
did.
literally made
I
it.
literally made it up when we were playing Call of Duty
No.
2 years ago.
No.
Yep, I made it up. I put the fucking clan tag DVE, and people were like, "Oh, what
So
does
we
that
have a Reddit, right?
mean?" Anyway, yeah. Anyway, back to the topics that we didn't finish of what we're talking about. I don't know if I mentioned his feet fetishes that
I don't got a feet fetish.
that he's gonna
I'm
mention.
just gonna say that right now. I don't got a feet fetish.
For the record, Robles says he does not have a feet fetish, but have you ever had a foot in your mouth?
No.
Well, I have, and I don't have a feet fetish, but I'm just saying I have, so I can say that I don't have a feet
That's
fetish.
fucking disgusting. No, I'm kidding. I've definitely had
It's part of like the thing, like don't knock it till you try it kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you never had a dick in your ass though. So how do you know?
It's his
You
sexu-
can't know.
His
Nah,
sexual,
see?
his sexual preferences.
I feel
lead
like
him
this
to
topic
not
could be
try
for
it.
another episode
sure,
because
yeah.
you know I'm just not comfortable releasing this kind of information. I have not had a dick in my ass, or like any person.
Well, have you ever had a finger in your butthole?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
So have I.
How
Nice.
big was it?
How was it?
What was it? The thumb?
no.
It was
shit don't count.
pointer finger.
Oh,
for
you've
me.
had a thumb in your ass?
Really?
No.
Like, was it like?
That's literally the intro right there.
At the
That's literally the intro. Holy shit.
Yes,
Oh,
Robles'
the
foot
topics.
fetishes. There was a woman in Georgia who got arrested. More on that later. Plutonium found in the ocean. More on that later. Deep sea stuff, or is it deep butthole stuff? More on that later. Also, Target. But we're not gonna. Well, those are the subtopics of the topics.
That's the main
Also
event.
paralyzed. Man.
Oh, paralyzed man.
Yeah.
Paralyzed man does something magical. These are all not catfish.
Cat.
Uh,
this is all cat. We lie.
No, sorry.
Factor
trust
cap,
me,
do
bro.
not fucking go into us. Our resources.
Trust me, bro.
Trust me, bro. Apple, Google, NPR.org.
Live leak before it was taken down. I wanna
It's
talk
taken
about that.
down?
I want to talk about that.
So it's not a thing anymore?
Live leak was
No, we
taken
can't
down.
talk about that right now.
Why not?
We have a set amount of things. Now we're just ball teasing. Like you want to talk about something, write it down. You know, unless
Live leak was taken down.
All right. I didn't know that. I really didn't know. I mean, do you know the whole story, or
Just like a cliffhanger.
So
do
basically,
you know the whole story?
Yeah.
All right, so go into it.
was
We're
a huge
talking about it
fucking
now.
thing. I mean, I'm gonna make it short. I'm gonna make it brief, straight to the point.
Oh,
Lively was taken down. That's literally it. They just took it down because it had a bunch of fucking
Who took
gory
it
ass
down?
videos. Shit, this
Was it the
stupid
US
could have been
website.
the Alphabet Group. You know, FBI, CIA, fucking.
They've been trying to take it down
YMCA.
for years, and then
The
they finally
Clintons.
did it. And they replaced it with a stupid ass website where there's strict guidelines where you can't upload gory shit.
So like YouTube.
essentially,
So it's another YouTube.
it's a knockoff YouTube.
It's no longer like a thing that you want to go
Yeah,
to. Like
it's
if
like-
people go there to see like crazy ass shit that you can't find on YouTube.
And what's fucked up about it is that if they're able to take down websites like this for information or for like shit that's going on, what's to stop them from taking down like websites with actual like, well, I mean that did have actual, but like other websites that have
So
information.
kind of like teasing the thought of Fahrenheit 481.
Yeah,
or
like-
teasing the thought
Oh,
of
yeah, for sure. Exactly.
Like-
Fucking point on, bro.
like Big Brother watching you and
Yeah.
then deleting what you can.
Yeah,
and
and they're
can't
gonna
have.
take away like I don't want to sound like a fucking like tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist, even though that's literally this whole fucking podcast.
That's the fucking logo.
But like it's kind of fucked up if you think about it on a deeper level. If they're able to take down a website that was, according to them,
Well, they
too
didn't.
gory,
They didn't officially take it down though.
they did. It's
if I try to go on to lively.com,
it'll take you to the web, totally.
Oh,
different
so it'll
website.
redirect me.
Yeah.
Oh, so okay.
So Live Leak is completely gone. You can't watch.
What about WikiLeaks?
I don't know about WikiLeaks, but
Pretty sure that's still up.
Yeah, but I want to defend a little bit just because like you can't be all
Traitor.
I'm not a traitor. I just want to say like you can't be all on one side without acknowledging the counterpart,
Yeah, for sure.
the counter argument. Many countries have their own policies when it comes to internet. Take for example China, where they have an intranet, or North Korea where they have intranet, where it's like a fucking governed internet kind of thing, where like you like no matter what you have, you can only go on certain things, right? And so I can imagine that the US thought that all this shit is like it's too, it's illegal, if there's illegal videos and illegal actions going on and are like publicly available to the public, there could be damage to society. And that's one thing I could think of it why it's being taken down like that. But I don't think that like informational, good, resourceful, like 100% beneficial websites would be taken down so easily just because there would be an outrage. There would be a literal outrage.
there is an outrage right now with Live Leak being taken down.
And that's just Live Leak, where like I don't think the majority of people don't. Like the average person doesn't go on Live Leak.
All right,
Like,
but now let's say, for example,
Now-
one
no,
day
like,
they take
look.
down Wikipedia.
there would be an outrage.
There would be a huge outrage.
Now let's say
And I'm pretty sure you haven't donated the same amount of a coffee to Wikipedia, you stupid piece of shit. How about you go on Wikipedia right now and donate $3 fucking dollars? That's all I'm gonna say. About that.
Wikipedia has a donation page,
Yeah, dude, they work totally off of that.
so they're a nonprofit.
I'm pretty sure everyone's used Wikipedia before.
Yeah.
Literally every teacher I've ever known is like, you can't go on Wikipedia and use it as a source because it's people can go in there and edit it.
I feel like it's the most.
But-
Is it really reliable?
But literally on like the bottom of every page, there's a fucking
Disclaimer.
there's a cited page where
There's
it's like
sources,
they
so
cite
like-
their sources,
yeah.
and if someone changes the fucking information, like you like
There's moderators.
there's moderators. You can't literally just go in there and change shit. Like I feel like Wikipedia's a good part. Like
It's a viable source.
yes, there's trolls out there that momentarily like fucking do shit to like politically troll someone, but that gets changed really
Just
quickly.
be like, John Wilkes Booth was literally a penis.
No, like for
Like
example,
he was literally a penis.
like for example, in the 2014 World Cup, Tim Howard, made record-breaking saves, 14 saves, and then on his Wikipedia page, they changed his title from like a soccer goalkeeper to Secretary of Defense of the United States. Yeah, for like until the moderators took care of it.
They're like, oh shit, someone did this.
Yeah.
Imagine looking up Secretary of Defense, clicking on that link, and then be taken towards a fucking soccer goal. Fucking
like, what the fuck?
like, dude, did you know? Like, I literally right, our new president, right? But like, I was looking up the Secretary of Defense. Did you fucking know that he was in the fucking World Cup? The fucking Secretary of Defense, dude. Like, what?
Like,
Bro,
a lot of people
I
want to
thought these
rag
guys
on
were just
Wikipedia.
politics.
A lot of people want to rag on Wikipedia, but what other sources online can actually like bring together a bunch of people? Like, you ask anyone, no matter who they are, like, hey, do you know what Wikipedia is? They'll fucking say yes, because
Yeah.
it's a totally viable.
It's kind of like you're born and like, oh, I'm gonna go on the internet. I'm gonna use Google, and you automatically know about fucking Wikipedia. You go on the internet, you automatically know about Google. It's like
It's like one of the first
it's
ones
like
that pops up.
it's in there's for sure a Google gene. You're just embedded with information of the internet once you're born. Actually, information can be passed down through genes and genetics. So who's to say the mass amount of shit that we download into our brains doesn't get nutted out into our child? You know?
Wait, why'd you have to put it like that though?
I'm just saying, like,
So you're saying that every time I nut, it's like a terabyte of information going down?
there's more than a terabyte of information.
Well, it's true. You know, it's true.
There's more than a terabyte of information.
A
If you are
lot of information.
if you are ejaculating like what is it, millions or billions of
It's
like
billion. I'm pretty
of
sure
sperm
it's
cells,
Bro,
and,
I'm doing like quadrillion.
and
Y'all
that
gotta get
and
on
that
my
and that amount can fit at the tip of a pencil. Now imagine a cup full.
Well, yeah, like a sperm center, they would pay like for my sperm compared to a lawyer. They would pay way more to a lawyer for their sperm than they would for mine. It's like I don't know why.
Bro, you should have just said you were a lawyer.
No,
What are they gonna do?
no, it's not that they would pay you more, pay the lawyer more. They would charge the person wanting the baby more.
Well, exactly.
You'd get paid the same. The lawyer would get paid the same.
They'll charge more though, because like it's from a lawyer.
Yeah, yeah. Like, oh, if you go to a gene center or like a sperm bank or whatever, you want to pay the amount of money to like specifically choose your child and like be like, oh, I want this, and there's no guarantee. You know, there's no guarantee.
That's kind of weird to me. It's like you go to a fucking like sperm center and it's like, welcome to the sperm bank. We got all different type of nut.
Welcome to the sperm bank. How may I take your?
Like you got, they bring you a menu and shit. Like, all right, this is what we got.
They're like separated by color, by race, by fucking education. And actually, I'm pretty sure that's what they do. Yeah. Color, race, education.
Please tell me that there's not a taste test. Like, like seriously, it's like wine tasting or some shit. Just like
No, that would.
Let me try the Let me try the blonde hair.
Can
blue
I try
eyes.
the Ivy League section, please? I would like.
Nah, bro, it's like Golden Corral. Like
It's a buffet.
yeah, it's
a buffet of cum.
buffet. Yep.
All you can. Oh no, that is disgusting. And actually, I would hope they never allow testing of tastes, because that would just contaminate the whole thing. I don't even care about like the grossness; it would just contaminate everything. Imagine like being a fucking award-winning, Nobel Prize, fucking record-breaking, blah 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 blah, and like you donate your sperm because like you hope that someone one day uses your sperm, and they're like, you find out like a month later that like 100 people are tasting your sperm just to like to see if they like it or not. Like,
That's gross.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting.
you looked very excited a couple seconds ago, Juarez. Where were you?
Where was your mind? Like,
Nah, dude, it's just
Go ahead.
Side business with the podcast.
What is it?
You know, just
Damn, bro, you're not gonna tell us?
a sneak peek. I mean, I can't release information now, but you know,
You can tease them.
I can tease them. You know, like big things coming ahead.
Oh, okay.
Shit. Okay.
But,
Okay.
very
Yeah.
big things coming for the
dude,
podcast.
no, yours truly, the head of the marketing team, right here, right here, baby.
For the future of dudes versus everything.
Speak this into reality. I feel like you know we're gonna be somewhere big one day. And I don't care about the money. I have fun like doing this, and
this is
like
genuinely fun.
this is for you that's listening right here. Like, obviously we're not being paid, but if we were, that'd be better. But like, so I was gonna say like if we're paid or not, I would still be doing this. But like, it's a fact. Like, I'm not being paid, so it's like we're doing this anyway. I'm just saying like, Juarez over here. Just imagine this fool. Like, you know how he's growing his mustache, right? And like, just like if you guys are watching the video portion of this, like, and you're looking at Juarez, like, imagine him with a fucking like 2-inch mustache, and like above him there's the words dudes versus everything marketing. I don't want to say director, because like Fry was really like trying to take that spot.
Yeah, I mean, she was
Hey, who's
talking
pushing
about
for it though? Who's pushing for
I
it?
mean, you have been, and you are here right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's circumstantial though, but you know that's my partner, so.
And you are pushing for bigger and better things.
Yeah.
But you
For
know,
dudes versus everything. The future is bright.
But before we get on to everything else, what are you drinking, Robles?
shit.
What was your first drink? Or are you just sticking with
gotta-
what we're drinking?
I gotta.
Or you're gonna do what you're gonna do?
So I don't mean to interrupt, but honestly, I thought that said small bitch on there. It says small batch, but I honestly thought it said like just
Get your tequila here where you can get your small bitch.
I honestly thought it like just first glance I was like small bitch tequila.
Alright, I gotta get my serious face on here. Alright, so the first thing that I drank was a love it or hate it, it's a modelo especial. Made in 1940, fucking, fuck. 1925.
1940, 1925.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the next thing that we're drinking is, it's called Blanco Taramana Tequila.
No, you gotta say it like The Rock would say it.
Motherfucking,
So what he's drinking that I bought yesterday is the brand new, worldwide known Taramana.
This is worldwide.
Dale. No. Brought to you by Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Taramana Tequila. I was finally able to get a batch because every time I've gone to the store, it's always been sold out. And honestly, I would compare its status and taste as that too of Patron or Don Julio at a fraction of the price.
And I believe smoother too.
It does not make you want to breathe fire afterwards. Like you could literally shoot this. I could literally shoot this down without any margarita or anything else, just by itself, honestly.
Yeah.
And so that is what I have been drinking. Taramana Tequila, the Blanco version, 40%.
Handcrafted from Highlands agave.
Taramana.
Taramana.
Tor is it? So we're gonna say it everywhere. There is a Taramana.
And for all you gluten-free bitches, it's gluten-free.
It's gluten-free.
Shit.
And gluten-free, they care about your health. All
So
right.
if you have celiac disease,
You will not
can
shit
drink
yourself if you drink this.
this.
That should be one of the headlines.
I had a shot too. That shit was smooth.
It was great. And
And
we're pouring the margarita. What was that?
The big bucket margarita mixer.
The big bucket margarita mixer. Well made.
Big Bucket Margarita Mixer, please sponsor us.
It's literally a big bucket.
We literally 2 quarts. Is it 2 quarts or 3 quarts?
It's 3 quarts.
Three?
It's 2.8 liters, 96 fluid ounces, 3 quarts.
There you go. And what are you guys drinking?
Me and Zach are over here drinking the best imported beer in the United
I don't
States.
always drink, but when
It's
I do.
Modelo. Not Modelo. Fuck.
I think Modelo should just clip that part and just use it with the best imported beer.
No, the best imported beer into the United States, which is Dos Equis, where me and Zachary are drinking over here.
Dos Equis. That is the brand from the most interesting man in the world, right?
Yes, actually. I don't always drink, but when I do, it's Dos Equis. Which actually, that's a lie because I drink Corona, so.
Yeah, Corona is your drink.
Yeah.
Modelo is Rudy's drink.
I drink everything and anything.
Literally your vacuum.
Yeah. you give me something, I will drink it.
You fucking will.
So if I were to nut in a cup,
Yeah, going back to that.
If it had alcohol.
If you put tequila in it, man, fuck it. You know?
So that is a challenge we're willing to
It is,
take.
you know?
bro, shit.
Hey,
And here you are, live,
hey, stay tuned.
coming to you from my nut. No, I'm just kidding. But let's get to the Russians.
Cloning.
Russians. So the headline that I found, I'm going to go off of this article here. It's from Popular Mechanics. And what caught my interest was, here it goes. Russia is going to try to clone an army of 3,000-year-old Scythian or Scythian warriors. 3,000. Like, for one, we have never even cloned a human. We have been able to clone cells of humans. But we've never cloned a full-on human, let alone
Whatever
a
that
Scythian.
word.
Scythian?
For people who don't know who that is.
For people who don't know what the Scythian warriors are, it is the Scythian people. This is from the article, who originally came from modern-day Iran, were nomads who traveled around Eurasia between the 9th and 2nd centuries BC. Before Christ, building a powerful empire that endured for several centuries before finally being phased out by competitors. 2 decades ago, archaeologists uncovered the well-preserved remains of the soldiers in a kurgan, or burial mound, in the Tuva region of Siberia. Because of Tuva's position in southern Siberia, much of its permafrost, meaning form of soil or turf that always remains frozen. It's here where the Scythian warrior saga grows complex, because the frozen soil preserves biological matter better than other kinds of ground. Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu, I hope I pronounced that right, knows this better than anyone because he is from Tuva. And he says, of course, we would like very much to find the organic matter. I don't know why I started talking in an accent. And I believe you understand what would follow that. Shoigu told the Russian Geographical Society, it would be possible to make something of it, if not Dolly the Sheep. In general, it would be very interesting. So if you guys don't know, they many years ago, they were fully able to clone a fucking sheep. And they named, she's world famous, known as Dolly the Sheep. Shoigu subtly suggested going through some kind of human cloning process. But is that even possible? To date, not like it's really not. We don't have the kind of technology to clone an exact person as you are now. Like you would have to grow from baby to you. Like
dogs being cloned and
yes, but it is different because humans.
It's possible now, but like we. You of course need to work on it.
You got to work on it, brother. No, but scientists have successfully executed therapeutic cloning of individual kinds of cells and other specific gene editing work. So far that we publicly know of. Where was I? And there are high-profile examples of cloning pretty complex animals. Earlier this year, for example, scientists cloned an endangered U.S. species for the first time, a black-footed ferret whose donor has been dead for more than 30 years. So if we're able to clone something that's been dead and gone for more than 30 years, who's to say we can't clone something that's completely intact because of permafrost and we still have its DNA?
There's actually a woolly mammoth that they found that was fully intact. I can't remember exactly where it was, but they found it fully intact.
Yeah. And who's to say that if we found preserved DNA of dinosaurs, that Jurassic Park would become real life?
No. Please, no. Like, we've all watched the movies. Like, we all know where this goes. Like, it'll happen.
A shit ton of movies that shows why this is not a good
dude,
idea.
Yes, but you know what? Not to be racist or anything, but the white man is gonna be like, but science.
It is a scientific advancement.
It is, and if we could do it, I think we should.
For good purposes,
Fuck it, like we should do it, but keep it contained.
I honestly feel like it'd be like an episode of Rick and Morty where Rick is just like, Morty, we have to recreate the dinosaurs. We have to clone them.
Yeah.
Which actually, I just got the inspiration from looking at this shot glass. So that's why. Yeah, it would literally be an episode of Rick and Morty.
Yeah. So we got it. So people wonder like why cannot humans be cloned? And it's really more of a technical thing.
I think it's a morality.
Well, no, like literally, like not like why haven't we tried it, but like literally why it's more of an issue is because of a more technical, physiological, biological kind of thing. The most common form, so blame a more technical problem with the most common form of cloning, which is called a nuclear transfer. In this process, a somatic cell, like a skin or organ cell, with a specific established purpose in the body, has its nucleus lifted out, and this nucleus is deposited in the oocyte or the egg cell. So if you guys don't know, the nucleus is where pretty much all the DNA is, and then it's transferred to this other egg cell with that egg cell's nucleus carefully removed. So it's like a blank template waiting to have a new nucleus swapped in for it, right? So cloning, they say from a technical perspective, cloning humans and other primates is more difficult than other mammals. The National Institute of Health's National Human Genome Research Institute says. One reason is that two proteins essential to cell division, known as the spindle proteins, the squiggly ones, are located very close to the chromosomes in the primate eggs. Consequently, removal of these eggs, nucleuses, to make room for the new donor nucleuses.
Wait, you just said
also,
nucleuses? You mean nuclei? Yeah.
Nope. Shut the fuck up.
That's all I learned in school.
I'm just being.
So the removal of this egg nucleus thing, in order to transfer in the donor nucleus thing, also removes the spindle proteins, which interferes with the cell division. Which is why it's so much harder to clone a primate or a human cell to fully develop, because in doing so, you remove a building block that's needed. So that's why they say it's more of a technical thing, because they got to find a way to keep parts or the inner parts, excuse me, of the original nucleus and the original cell intact inside the shell without completely destroying it. So it's very difficult. But the Russian defense, or the Russian defense prime minister, or the Russian defense, this man Sergei, how did I pronounce it? Sergei Shoigu. He wants to do this, and he wants to clone a group of these ancient warriors. But who's like, my thing is like, you're not gonna develop a whole ass body, you know. You like there's ethics and morals intact. Like who's gonna raise these people, or who's gonna raise these things,
or even say like something went wrong, like terribly wrong. It's just like completely disfigured and like just.
And that's one of the questions that was asked, like, because back then they don't have the medical and health advances that we have. Back then, BC, 2nd to 9th centuries, like. What the fuck was the human life expectancy? What kind of like
30 years?
What kind of disorders, or maybe even less, maybe even more? Like they could have like literal bone, like this. There's so many things we don't know because we weren't there, and it's like, who would raise them? What kind of defects would they have, if they have any? Is it okay to have these humans only serve a purpose for an army, but it's Russia.
Yeah.
Russia is always doing its own thing.
Yeah, I honestly think that it goes against a lot of morals, because I mean, you can't exactly play God and just.
But Russia's morals are completely different than the rest of the world.
It's the motherland, bro.
I mean, I guess so, yeah. But like I was saying, like you can't play God and just create other offspring of humans and whatnot. I just feel like
someone's got to do it.
It's just wrong. Yeah. It really is, to be honest. In my personal opinion, like I'm not trying.
Yeah, no. And it's okay to have one.
Yeah, I'm not trying to instill this into anybody else, but like in my personal opinion, I just don't think it's right to just do this kind of stuff and clone and whatnot. Like I mean, even with animals, like that's still kind of pushing it a little far. But at the same time, when it comes to humans.
So is it just full humans? Like, is it full humans? Because it's super, 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 super beneficial when it comes to cloning cells, because we can get organs and fucking like breakthroughs and be able to save people's lives. Are you against that too?
Even like, okay.
Yeah, but then you'd be creating literal body bags.
No, we're not talking about body bags, not bodies, but
like
the organs or cells themselves.
Like rats and stuff to like make like ears or fingers or all this and stuff and whatnot.
I feel like you would still be playing some type of like
so
morality issue here.
Okay, but would you? So you're in favor of holding back science for?
Oh no, me, I'm for it.
I'm for science, but there's just some things you can't fuck with, like cloning humans or whatnot.
You think okay?
That's just like playing God and
So
it goes against the laws of nature. Like, a man and women have sex, have a baby, like that's how a human is developed within the womb and all this and that. Like, you're really going to like develop a human inside of a vat? Like, yeah. I just don't agree with it, to be honest.
Like the human progression is, goes against literally everything what you just said right now. The way we live today goes completely against everything that you just said, There's
a lot of things in this world that are just... that go against a lot of morals and just human, what's the word I'm trying to look for?
Advancements.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Rudy, you want to mention your feet?
Yeah, speaking of humans, let's talk about feet.
All right. So,
because I feel like the advancements of kinks has really advanced these days.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, I mean, we
things that were taboo before 10 years ago are now like, oh yeah, I put my foot in his asshole.
Step, bro.
Shove a lamp in my asshole. Like,
just
a whole lamp, like, this motherfucker's like 2 foot tall.
Put this lamp in your ass.
Yeah, you mean a whole ass light bulb and all, like turned on, fucking like shine my asshole. Like, come on now, not my asshole. No.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm speaking like from a perspective.
Of okay.
But like,
is this what you're looking at, bro?
No.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you can find an app for that.
Oh yeah, you definitely could.
So, Lo, what do you?
So what I was going to talk about is how for those of you who don't know who Pavlov is or what his main studies were, I'm going to talk about one of them where he essentially had what?
No, go on.
Oh, where essentially he had a dog, right? And basically he correct me if I'm wrong, he had this like this bell or this and every time he would ring it, the dog would know that like, oh shit, that means
it's
like
food time.
it's food. So Pavlov's theory is that you can use visualizations or sound to essentially manipulate anyone's mind. So if for a whole month I were to
This is his theory right here. This is Rudy's theory.
This is my theory that I thought of today. If for a whole month we were to grab just a few people,
Just out of their will.
yeah, out of their will,
Holy shit.
and put them in a room and make them look at pictures of feet and sexually like make them aroused in a way, like maybe like give them
So before anyone questions the ethics and starts thinking of like, oh, this is sexual harassment or rape, how about you pause and take a moment and think of the scientific advancements that this could this is whenever it comes to a psychological theory or research, there's barely anything ethical about it. All right, so before you guys start fucking questioning Rudy's theory here, just think about the benefits of this.
I mean, what kind of benefits are
this study? So you pretty much take people who don't have feet fetishes, show them pictures, and force them to masturbate or have sex to pictures of feet.
Exactly. And then I'm 100% sure that they will develop a foot fetish because of like Pavlov's theory, where these people have these visualizations or these like cues in their head, like, oh shit, feet, I'm now fucking horny as shit.
So whenever someone sees a foot, they're just like, I'm ready to fucking go. Or because again, here's the counter argument. What if they absolutely hate feet afterwards?
I'm pretty sure you can change that. And there's also a lot of stories that not a lot of veterans want to talk about, but there's a lot of vets that can't masturbate without the smell of shit.
I feel like that's
straight fucking shit.
I don't know about that one.
From like porta potties and shit, because they were out in the middle of fucking nowhere, like jacking off in fucking porta shitters, so they can't get off without the smell of shit and the sound of fucking like gunfire or some shit, and they just get fucking hard.
That's fucking crazy. Like,
and it is believable if all you've ever experienced was having an arousal, or have an erection or an orgasm when it comes to or when you're around the smell of shit. Yeah. Kind of like, hey, if you're studying for a fucking exam and you're you're chewing gum. Chew gum during the exam and you'll do better kind of thing. But this time it's like feet or fucking feces, which is fucking gross. And I wouldn't think modern day veterans have that issue because there's not a lot of U.S. soldiers that are out there as compared to like a few years ago or a decade ago.
Like Vietnam, Vietnam, there were millions of people out there.
Like I need a jack off to a fucking carcass. That's insane. I'm pretty sure there's someone out there.
I can't get rock solid
unless I see a dead guy.
Yeah, like that's fucking. That person has a lot of psychological.
Isn't that necrophilia?
Issues. Yes,
that is necrophilia.
That is necrophilia. Well, no, necrophilia is
like wanting to fuck,
having sex with a dead thing, whether it be human, whatever.
A lot of serial killers end up doing such a thing.
Yeah. What was that?
Because they probably like
a lot of serial killers end up doing such a thing. I said
they develop this kink over like multiple like times. Like No one like one day just wakes
Yeah.
up and is like, damn, I really want to be fucking a dead bitch right now. Like,
And,
no.
and a lot of these serial killers have said, like, it's not like I want to fuck a dead person. It's not like I kill them and then fuck them, but it's because this poor, you know, in most cases it's a woman. This poor woman is no longer fighting. It's, you know, they can't fight back, so it's a perfect for them, perfect for, like, you know, there's nothing fighting me. This is a perfect fucking nut hole. You know, like, I don't know. It's like, and it's sad. It's kind of fucked up. It's crazy, but like, it's a thing.
No,
it's
not
out
kind of
there.
It's super fucked up. Like
Pretty
like,
twisted.
like Jeffrey Dahmer. Like that
Yeah.
dude literally would take young boys, young men, whatever, take them to his apartment, his house, whatever, and would, you know, coerce them into certain kinds of things, and then he would kill them, and then he would have sex with their bodies,
Yeah.
and then he would mutilate their bodies, do all kinds of fucking fucked up shit to them, and then eat them.
Yeah.
Like cannibal eat them. And that actually brings me to this Japanese guy. I want to say his name. I'm pretty sure it's like Asai Sakawa or some shit like that. Anyway, like this guy took
Yeah.
this girl, this young college girl, invited her over for dinner, and you know they had dinner and everything. And at the end, like right before she was about to leave, you know, he walks up to her and like that's really loud actually, Warren. Anyway, so
vape.
just but anyway, no, so like this guy, he recorded the whole thing too. Like he like walked up to her with a camera and whatnot and just shot her in the face.
What?
Just straight shot her in the face. And over the course, I want to say it was either days or weeks or something, but he like mutilated her body, you know, like cut off her breasts, cut off her genitals, like cut off parts of her legs and her thighs and just arms and face and nose, lips, like ears.
Completely mutilated her entire body.
I'm sorry for the viewers if this is like super like graphic and whatnot. So just please skip if you need to.
No, don't skip.
Yeah, please don't skip. This is actually it's interesting in the sense of like
open your mind.
It's interesting in the sense of how far humans can go, which is just honestly, in my opinion, just super crazy. Like, but yeah, this guy,
it's pretty demonic.
Yeah, like this guy mutilated her entire body and like, you know, would like, you know, make a meal out of it. You know, like this guy was just sick in the fucking head. And you want to know, this guy, so he was trying to dispose of her body and had it in a like this luggage bag or box or whatever.
Yeah.
Suitcase. I don't know. And he lost it in a garden somewhere or something.
How do you lose a fucking like whole ass suitcase?
Not only was it just the body parts, but it was also the pictures, the videos, everything that he had.
Huh.
And somebody found it, linked that to him.
Oh, fuck.
And I believe that it was the French police department or somewhere in France.
The entire French police department.
Yeah, the French administration.
Okay, some French
whatever.
person.
Yeah, they charged him.
Nice.
But they declared him insane, and so they couldn't charge him with it. And I can't remember exactly.
So they stuck him in a loony bin, the asylums.
So yeah, that's exactly what they did. And then I guess once he was done with that, he had moved somewhere. I guess I want to say it was Canada. I believe it was
Canada.
Yeah, and so the Canadian or wherever the fuck he was living, they tried charging him again, but you can't do that because that's double jeopardy.
It's not though. It's a different country and it's
different law.
But the thing is though, is like he got away with it though, because the French government had already dropped the charges on him, so there was nothing for them to charge him with. And so this guy just got off scot-free, shooting this innocent college young woman in the face, mutilating her body, having sexual acts with her body, and just completely destroying her as a human, as just as everything. Like he did unspeakable things to her and her corpse and her body and everything.
Not to mention,
and he got away with it. And you know what? He actually has written reviews for food, written children's books, written all kinds of books, just all kinds of shit, you know, just doing normal people things. And everybody knows his entire background.
Yeah,
you know,
they know who this guy
done.
is. and it's pretty fucked up. I'm surprised no one's killed him.
Yeah, honestly, like Jeffrey Dahmer, he was killed in prison.
Yeah.
Like, people just murked him.
How do you feel about this, Juarez?
About what?
I just went on like a 10-minute tangent of this guy named Isai Sakawa.
Do you feel like someone should have killed this dude?
I
don't know. I feel like this guy.
mean, like, I don't wish death upon anybody.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, now I want to get on this topic. Like,
Well, no, because
I feel
because like who like
a serial fucking killer.
well like that's the thing, right?
Or a murderer.
Well, I feel like they're mentally not okay.
No.
There's something wrong with them, and I feel like who are like. I feel at least
You don't want to play God and be
like
judged.
I don't want to play God. You know, it's like I feel like sure they did something. Like sure, like I feel like the prison system, you know, like the legal, the judicial system will take care of it. You know, but I feel like.
Do you think it took care of you?
No, 100% no. So like, yeah, I have problems with the laws and the.
Exactly.
But
I don't
like,
think the system's
No, but I feel
right.
like who am I to like wish like like death upon somebody and because I feel like there's just bad juju that I don't need. You know.
Yeah, you can think of it that way. The way I think of it is, if there is a God, because I consider myself more agnostic, and I think of or believe in like a higher power, not so more like a religious following or a book or anything, right? But if there is a God and we do have 100% free will, like we are the world's judges, and as a society we form this. We form ethics. We form morals.
Right.
Like, who are we not to say, like, this person... You know why it is illegal to kill someone?
Well, because you're infringing them from the rights.
You're infringing on their rights.
Of pursuit of...
The pursuit of happiness and there's other things. We've had this talk before.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
You infringe... And as a society, we say...
Great movie with Will Smith.
Yeah,
A great,
yeah.
amazing
Happiness.
movie.
Yeah,
Will
Will
Smith,
Smith,
if you're listening, please sponsor us.
Yeah,
Amazing movie. I feel like that's the only good movie Jaden has been in.
Too.
I honestly think that Will Smith should have gotten an Oscar for that movie. He was robbed.
He was.
Black Panthers.
Well, now you're blacklisted.
We are not politically associated with any political party.
I mean, hey, you got a black guy in the room. I mean, it had to be said. It had to be said. I'm sorry, but it had to be said.
Whenever we do this, it's like, oh, there's another strike. Oh, there's 2 strikes.
Oh God, no!
All right, let me just. Oh, there's 3.
3 strikes, you're out.
No, I'm just It's
This is what we can't go on YouTube.
It's a fucked up world. This is going on. We're part of this episode is going on YouTube. I usually cut it in half or do part 1, part 2. For those of you that want to do or want to watch the video version of this podcast.
But I mean, you gotta think like there's all kinds of crazy stuff that's on YouTube. Like that whole story about the Japanese cannibal guy. That was on YouTube. I just watched that. What was it, yesterday?
But it didn't show him like. There's stories on YouTube, but YouTube doesn't show the graphical shit. No. YouTube doesn't.
It's a storytelling, like a story.
YouTube is more like if it's not.
Educational.
It's very neutral. YouTube tries to be very neutral, and like what's crazy is that I would never have thought. Speaking of YouTube, I would never have thought that I would see nudity and borderline pornography on YouTube. But the other week, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, I saw a link on Reddit that linked me to a YouTube video that became popular because of Reddit, and it was, quote unquote, educational purposes only, and it was this woman who was completely nude, like no underwear, no clothes, no bra, no nothing, completely nude. You can see her tits, you can see her fucking whole vajay, but she was doing yoga and teaching the viewers her routine, and YouTube allowed it because it was for educational purposes only. And that was the first time that I ever saw a full nude person.
What was educational about it though? Was it just the yoga, or was it like the human anatomy?
No, there was nothing like, she wasn't talking about her anatomy or anything. She was just completely nude and doing yoga.
Maybe she was a nudist.
And the video started with her with clothes on, and she was like, I'm about to, be completely nude, and this is for education purposes only. And I just feel like, I don't know, fucking natural or better, fucking doing this completely nude. And she was just doing her regular fucking yoga routine, and like literally her fucking video blew up only because of Reddit. And there was like some dude found her link and was just like, look, tits, ass, pussy on YouTube. And like YouTube didn't even have like a warning or anything like, oh, you must be 18 or older to watch. Like it was just like, click.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, yeah, YouTube is pretty strict about that. Like, hey, like you have to be 18 years old to watch it.
And I'm pretty sure YouTube itself was like, yeah, I think we can let this one pass.
I mean, yeah, like
she's doing yoga, brother.
Even videos
it's
like
cool.
that, like they'll be like, "Are you sure you're 18?" Yes. All right, watch the video.
Yeah,
it's
like there's. I feel like social media infringes on everyone's rights.
Oh,
I
yeah,
feel like
for sure.
Especially when it comes to a censorship.
Or
or
even say like somebody posts a picture of them, say somewhere in public, and there's like people in the background or whatever who haven't consented to that person.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy about that though is if you're in a public area, you don't need consent.
Yeah, that is true. You're in a public a space, so
you don't need consent.
So.
But what about the pictures of people on private property or something?
Oh, that's different. That's private property.
You can record whatever you want if you're in public space.
Public domain.
Because
it's the public.
It's public. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't belong to anybody.
But if you're on private property,
it's a different
say
story.
you went to a store or any privately owned property that is not public. Let's say a parking lot. If it's privately owned, which most parking lots are, like that, you can't do that.
Yeah, that's why you usually see a bunch of signs like no overnight parking.
Yeah, or
loitering.
no loitering, blah 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 blah. But yeah, like you can literally film on public. So just remember that if you're being filmed by a policeman or if you're filming a policeman, just know that you are within your rights to do such a thing in America.
That is correct.
That is correct. And speaking of police, this woman who was an ex-cop in the state of Georgia, she was an ex-deputy. You okay?
I'm good.
Okay.
Okay. It sounded like you were gonna throw it.
I just followed wrong.
Oh.
I went down the wrong.
I can help you with that.
Damn, bro. How many holes you got?
That one went to my lungs, straight to the lungs.
Anyway, this ex-deputy, and I have her link posted up, or not posted up. Her name is fucking I just had it right now. Fucking Audrey Franceschini. It is Audrey spelled like Audrey, and then like if you guys can pronounce this better than me, go ahead. Francisquini. Francisquini.
Wait, hold on. Can I see that?
Yeah. It's literally. I'm just gonna go with Francisquini.
I'm not gonna go through your browser history.
No. I'm just saying, like, I'm just gonna read it. I'm go off of this. But pretty much, I read this article. She's currently facing charges, and she's going through court right now. She's 28 years old. She was an ex-deputy. Her full name, Audrey Nicole Francisquini, was charged with burglary, interfering with a school function, and resisting arrest without violence after walking through the front of the entrance of American Senior High School in Hialeah, Florida on Monday, according to police. So she was an ex-deputy, right? Mm-hmm. But she snuck into this school, this high school. She dressed as a student. She got on a fucking post or on campus. There you go. Sorry, with a skateboard. She would ride her skateboard through class, or not through class, because she wouldn't get into any actual classroom. She would just ride the hallways, go through class, go throughout this entire day, until like people started suspecting this person. Like, oh, this is not a student. This is just someone that shouldn't be here. And whenever she was asked to stop, she would, evade them and chase them away. But pretty much what she was doing before that was, well, she was trying to promote her Instagram page to these students. She was trying to grow her fucking Instagram, her social media, by posing as a student, acting like a student, a 28-year-old woman, ex-cop, ex-deputy.
Was that
trying
college or?
Huh?
College?
No, it's a high school.
High school?
It's a high school in Florida.
Come on now. she graduated high school like 10 years ago. Like, just grow up. High school's over. You're 28 years old. Like, move on with your life.
What? You were a fucking deputy. You were part of the fucking law. Like,
you were part of the police force.
You should know that this is illegal.
Yeah.
Like, but you know, she's being charged with all these things, and literally her fucking. The point is, like, she tried to do this because she wanted to promote her fucking Instagram.
And like, that's such a low thing to do just to promote your Instagram page.
It's kind of borderline predatory if you ask me.
A 28-year-old surrounded by 14 to 17-year-olds, like,
probably her main a target audience was the men, because men are fucking suckers for women. Like, it's obvious. Oh, follow my Instagram page. Oh, like, look at me, blah 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 blah. So I'm pretty sure like a lot of this was like targeting the young men, who I'm pretty sure she managed to get a few following, but like that doesn't matter. Now she's fucking getting charged. Like, you should know better. And for when it comes to this woman, she deserves what's coming for her.
How did she get caught though? Like, was she just
the on-campus security, and then she would evade them, and then the cops were called, and then she tried to evade them, and then there was no violence, but yeah,
it's just
she got caught because eventually throughout the day you start to notice like this person's not in class.
Yeah.
And like, why are you wandering the hall still? Why do you have the skateboard still? Like, you stick out like a sword. You're 28, and if you look at her picture, she doesn't look like a high school student.
Oh,
like,
no.
You're a 28-year-old woman. Like, you've been through the patch.
How long did that go on for?
Huh? It was a day.
Oh, just a day?
Just a day?
No, it was earlier this week.
Well, I mean, like, how long did she
pose
at a high school? Or,
I think it was just that day. So authorities say she was initially able to adequately blend in with the student population for a while due to her choice of camouflage. She apparently dressed similar to students, wore a backpack, and carried a skateboard in one hand while toting a painting in another. Once inside, the defendant is alleged to have passed around an analog paper flyers bearing... Oh, so she passed around flyers for her Instagram as she implored the students to follow her. She also recorded her efforts in real time. So she recorded things and she posted these things online, like, oh, I'm here, I'm doing this stuff, and like she posted it on her online and roamed as she was roaming. So she was literally like framing herself and putting all this evidence on her social media.
A lot of people do that though. Like, for example, like when people streak like sporting events just to promote their like social media or whatever they got going on.
Yeah, and like, so it began as she was asking around, like trying to blend in and be like, where is the main office, and she's a new student, she's looking for registration. She just breezed past through and ignored, like, I guess, school authorities, and people started to ask questions. But yeah, she would ignore them, and people saw her as a potential threat because, schools...
trespassing.
Schools don't take people lightly, if you're not a student. No,
there's a lot of, bad things that have happened in schools that have led to higher security measures in schools. You think about all the shootings that have happened in schools, elementary, middle school, high school, throughout all kinds of grades, that have led to us having to have that extra security, especially when it comes to people like her. And the things that she's done, or the thing that she did just for popularity on social media. The lengths that someone will go just for popularity on social media is just...
And that's how there's a fucking, like, social media disease out there that, like, someone would go to the lengths to violate, like, these, like, I don't want to say violate, it's a strong word, but I mean, like, would you say she violated the kids' rights, like violated the kids' privacy, or what do you think was wrong with this? What she did?
Definitely, for sure. Like their security, their safety, their personal, like, just like
their sense of trust or
their
well-being,
sense of trust, their boundaries. Like, you're throwing yourself on campus, being around all these younger, all these young adults, and just completely disregarding everything that you've learned as a police officer, as a deputy,
Yeah,
you know,
and,
just knowing that that's wrong and still doing
100%.
it, and it's just
What do you think?
All for social media.
I think she's definitely in the wrong because, I mean, think about it. Like, you remember back when you were in high school? Like, imagine like seeing like some random fucking like person out of nowhere just in your school. Like, you're gonna be on guard. Like,
I don't know about your school or your guys' school, but my school there was I don't want to say a few, but there was like a few, maybe several like lockdowns because of an alleged person walking around with a weapon or person walking around with such a thing or a person that escaped or whatever. My school had a couple lockdowns and a safety. And if I were to have seen or heard of like, oh yeah, there's this 28-year-old woman walking around just, you know, hunting for followers on social media, I would be like, what the fuck?
Let me go follow her.
But this is not her first incident. So yeah, according to Law and Crime, they previously reported in 2017, while working as a police officer in DeKalb County, Georgia, Francis Queenie was charged with violating the Peach State's revenge porn statute after allegedly stealing and posting nude images of another officer. She was initially placed on administrative leave before being fired. You know, she moved to Florida after the revenge porn incident, and she says she currently works in sales.
What?
Yeah. So this woman,
she's got some issues, like for sure. Like,
you seem like very into your thoughts, Caesar. What would you think of a person, or how would you feel if someone got a hold of your nudes and published them everywhere?
Well, they published or threatened to publish?
No, like they were out there.
I would be freaking the fuck out.
I'd sue.
You know?
Eventually, yeah. But like, how I'm talking about, like how would
emotions,
you feel?
You know, like I would be like, first of all, I'd be like pissed off and embarrassed.
You'd be embarrassed.
Embarrassed, yeah. It's like not because, you know, like, but I'll be embarrassed because like, oh, it's out there. Like my mom can see that, you know, and it's like, oh, my sister can see that, you know. I'd be embarrassed and like mad. It's
yeah,
like,
I think I share the same emotions that I think I'd be feeling. I don't know if I think I would be a little scared too. Like, who is seeing this? And like, now that this is out there, even though it wasn't my fault, will this jeopardize my career and my future?
Impact me somehow.
It will, though.
10 years down the road.
And you know what'll happen? Most likely, you will be relieved of whatever job you're in, because that is a bad public image, you know,
on
to whatever company
you're
you're
working
in.
for.
Yeah, you know, I just noticed you're wearing the headphones backwards.
am I?
You're wearing the right on your left. Yeah, that's that story. And real quick, we won't get real deep into this next story. You guys can find this out. But I just think it was really fucking mind-blowing. So, the universe is fucking vast. And so is the solar system. Our solar system itself is fucking gigantic, right? Mm-hmm. So, scientists recently found freshly made plutonium from outer space on the ocean floor. And by freshly made, it's within like 3 million years, and that's pretty new. And so what this pretty much questions arise is like, it is a new type of plutonium. Like this plutonium cannot be made or found anywhere on Earth. So for me personally, it begs the question, like, the periodic table.
Yeah, I was literally just about to say, like, so you mean to tell me that the periodic table isn't accurate as...
Not that it's not accurate.
No,
not that it's not. There's different versions, you know? Because, okay, so the periodic table has numbers according to its electrons, its atomic level and all that, right? And each element on the periodic table has different levels to it depending on its radioactivity and blah 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 blah. Right.
So you mean to tell me
But
that
there's
more
different types
to the periodic
Yes,
table than what we think?
Yes, there's
Yeah,
more
of
than
course.
meets the eye to the periodic table when it comes to what is already on the periodic table. There's different types of iron, for example, radioactive iron, non-radioactive iron. But this begs the question because this plutonium that we found, it can nowhere be found on Earth. So that, for me, as I was going to say, there has to be more elements out in this universe that we don't know of.
I mean, you got to think, like, we're on one planet. Like, we've tried to discover everything that we possibly can on this planet. But you got to think, even, like, in our neighboring planets, Venus, Mars, fucking Mercury, there could be all sorts of different kinds of elements that are on those planets that we don't even know about, And the whole, like, the mission to Mars and whatnot, you know? Think about how many elements we'll find there, which there'll probably be a lot of similar ones, but there's probably going to be ones that we've never, ever came across.
Possibly, yeah.
So one thing that I wanted to say is that, well, for starters, something that I read today, Elon Musk kind of made this whole thing. I'm not sure if he specifically wrote it. I'm pretty sure a bunch of other people wrote it, but where the whole Mars base will not be governed by U.S. laws. It will be governed by its own laws. That's one thing I wanted to talk about.
That's actually pretty interesting, and I honestly, good for Mars. Good for Mars because fuck, dude. Like, that's a whole nother planet. And who are we to say? We've already been in conflicts with other countries by fighting over what space is not, like, you can't claim space. It is you can't claim the moon. You can't claim Mars.
You know what's crazy? This one dude, I don't know exactly when, but this guy claimed that he owned all the stars, right?
Uh-huh.
And he made millions of dollars because he started selling those stars and started naming those stars after people. That was like years ago. Until everybody found out it's a fucking
scam.
Yeah, But like he actually made millions of dollars.
I mean, that's
off
pretty
of that.
really good for that guy. I mean, that's capitalism for you.
Oh, yeah.
You take something that's unattainable and give it
dollar value.
Give it dollar value. You want to name a fucking star in space? You want to name it whatever you want to name it. Here, give me a fucking $10,000. You can name it whatever you want to name it.
He would give him like a certificate and everything.
I'm pretty sure he would. It's fucking stupid.
Crazy. It's almost like communism. Like, oh, your star? You mean our star?
Yeah, yo. Space is a communist area. That is everyone's star, buddy. But no, like, I don't know if we mentioned it in the previous episode or whatever, but like the ocean, we found this plutonium element in the fucking ocean.
Where was it found?
In the it was I think it was in the Pacific Ocean.
What if it was a message?
Oh, sorry. It was it was in the Pacific Ocean, and it was discovered by a Japanese oil exploration company.
And when was this?
When did they discover this?
Yes.
This week actually,
Wow.
or this past week.
So this is what you're not asking yourself. What if this was a message
from the
like,
aliens?
What do you mean?
Okay, so I'm putting my fucking Hershey's Kisses fucking hat on again.
Okay.
Okay, so we find plutonium that is not able to be made on this planet.
Or some other element, yeah.
Yeah. What is to say that this plutonium was created by some other type of celestial being that was sent to Earth as some form of message, like, hey, this is literally the energy source of the future for you guys. You need to dissect it. You need to reverse engineer it. You need this in order to continue on for infinite amount of energy.
Okay.
And these aliens sent this like new resource to us as a message. And we're I don't want to say that we're blind, but like think about it, like we sent like that golden disc into space.
Right now.
To, like,
I mean, it'll be millions of years before they've actually found
Voyager
it.
2?
And
Voyager 1, yeah.
And like what's to say that this is not their message to us? in a way
a
of
piece
like,
of rock.
yeah, like I
It
mean,
wasn't a big rock, by the way, for the record. It
but
was,
it's still something.
yeah.
It's like a message in a bottle that we're not able to really perceive right now.
Okay.
Like it's, what if it is like
It could be.
the resource of the future?
But I mean, plutonium is not, though.
As of right now.
As of right now, according to our technological advancements, but it's not. Also, the main thought process of where this thing come from is from supernovas. You know, the Big Bang gave us life and elements and all this, and you know, elements are. It's a theory, right? Because it's not fact. Yeah, but
Big Bang Theory.
But we're gonna go off that because that's what most scientists believe in.
It's the most accepted theory.
Yeah,
Well,
and
it can be the most accepted theory, but it's not. It doesn't
Well, it's the
mean
most
it's
accepted.
always going to be
No,
right.
it's not. But it's the most accepted theory.
Because
Just like gravity.
literally, it could be
Just like gravity.
anything.
Gravity is a theory.
The Big Bang Theory could be true. It could not be true.
right.
You know,
But what about
God
gravity?
creating the universe could be true, could not be true.
Well, it's like same with gravity. You know, like do you believe in gravity?
Gravity wasn't a thing until Isaac Newton invented
No,
that
you know
shit.
what?
Isaac Newton invented that shit.
He didn't.
That man was sitting
Everyone
under a tree.
floated before gravity
Yeah,
was.
I was gonna say that man was like he was like floating around, grabbed the tree, and sat down and was like,
You know what's crazy?
"Apple."
You know what's crazy? It wasn't Isaac Newton who
It was not.
who discovered gravity. It was not Isaac Newton.
Oh no, definitely, because like it's just like not Albert Einstein, fucking Thomas Edison, stole all kinds of ideas from Nikola Tesla, all kinds of ideas.
Yeah. History
someone
is
always-
not what you think of is, and
History-
public schools do not teach you like facts.
Yeah,
History is like
they teach you
manipulated.
what's widely
is.
accepted.
Yeah, exactly. They teach you and they prepare you for tests that are made and prepared, and it's all about memorization.
Standardized testing.
And it's stupid
will
as
be-
fuck. And you know what? If you're in high school, somehow listening to this, whatever the fuck you learn right now just wait till after high school.
Yeah, it has no
But stay in school.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
sustainability or not sustainability, but like no substance to like daily life in the real world.
Yeah.
It will do you no good. I'm not saying that's not going to do you any good right now because that's what you need to know to graduate. But once you get out of high school, like
Yeah,
that
at least
shit's not gonna-
fucking
shit's
graduate
not
so
gonna
that you
matter.
can actually live your life.
Yeah, exactly.
Live your life and then, make some horrible life decisions. If you're going to make some horrible life decisions,
Go grand.
just do them in your early 20s. You have the rest of your fucking life. Just fucking make mistakes. As long as you don't as long as you don't kill anyone,
Yeah.
as long as you don't kill yourself,
Or
as
end
long
up in
as
prison or
yeah,
some
as
shit
long as
like-
as long as you don't end up in prison
Just
or
steal the Declaration of Independence.
fuck it, dude.
Pull a goddamn-
Find some gold in the fucking what is the Mount Rushmore.
Pull a goddamn Pickle's cage.
Pickles
Yes.
cage.
Actually, there's a meme on my phone of like a pickle and it has Nicolas Cage's face on it. It's Pickle's cage. Shit is fucking hilarious.
Do you guys want to add anything
You
near
bitch.
this ending?
You a whole
Actually,
ass bitch.
that does lead me to another topic. We were talking about the plutonium and it being like this infinite like source of energy.
Right.
The Dyson sphere.
Uh-huh.
How we create these rings around the sun that just constantly orbit the sun and just draw in as much energy as possible.
Harness the power of the sun.
We harness the power of the sun. I mean, we already have the technology to harness the power of the sun, being solar power or solar panels.
Yes.
But
not
it's
the entirety of it.
because you got to think there's governments that want to make money
Yeah.
on the
Everything's got to be
having the power of
monetized.
the-
Everyone has
exactly.
to have
Every-
some benefit.
Everything is monetized.
Everything has a value.
Yeah.
People want money. They want to make money off of things that are in nature. Even like national parks. Oh, you got to pay $30 to get into this national park. Really? Come on! I can't just go. Out
It's
in nature.
literally fucking nature.
Yeah, it's
why do I
nature.
gotta fucking pay?
But yeah.
To Rudy brought this up in earlier this morning. He's like, eventually, fucking the Earth is someone's gonna monetize oxygen.
Hey, that's what
And
I'm
you're
saying.
gonna
Like,
fucking
you
want to breathe.
gotta pay
You want to breathe, brother. You're gonna.
$10 subscription a day or
like
some
the
shit like
Lorex.
that.
Everyone,
Yeah,
I don't
bro,
know if
that's-
you watched the Lorex,
Yeah,
but this
yeah.
dude just made a shit ton of money from selling oxygen. Yeah.
The
just
Disney
like-
movie?
No, Dolores.
Pixar movie.
A Pixar movie, Dolores.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't a Pixar movie. It was a Disney movie, I believe.
Either one. Fucking.
It's a Dr.
Yeah, they're
Seuss
just
one.
like our best value, $10,000 a year.
That's
best
fucking
value,
crazy.
like what? That's fucking.
I could see it
stupid ridiculous.
eventually, maybe in like 1,000 years.
Yeah, I mean, like everything's been monetized. Everything's going to be monetized. Like last week we were talking about chips in people's head,
Yeah.
and like today we talked about how that one dude, can like the guy who was paralyzed can talk.
Oh yeah.
Quickly.
There's one guy. What did he do?
Yeah, so he was able to actually type 18 words per minute, and the average person on their phone types about 23 words per minute. So this guy was able to actually make like full-on sentences.
He was paralyzed.
Yeah, who was like completely paralyzed. He was able to actually make sentences on the screen with a couple of
I guess like sensors.
yeah, it's like 2 brain sensors that were connected to his brain, and it showed up on the screen what he was thinking, and that's.
So is it? Would you say it's kind of like telepathically?
I would say kind of in a way. I mean, that is kind of telepathically, because I mean, like the dude can't, if he can't speak.
He used
or
only
use his
brainwaves
hands.
to. He imagined
To
these words, and
communicate.
these words came up.
Yeah, like he's just like thinking on it and like this is what I want to say.
That
and
is
then
crazy.
The brain waves transmit that through the
Science is
whatever,
busting.
through the wires into this machine, and that's
Say
what.
that's busting.
I said science is busting. Every day, dude. Every fucking day, man. Every
Yeah.
day, we get closer and closer to fucking something even amazing, like something amazing. This shows that we can give disabled people like
Their life
language.
back.
That we
the
can give them
the
a
power
life.
to communicate.
Bro, I want to see a monkey like 360 no scope on COD.
Actually,
Like, no cap.
no,
I want to see a fucking
One day,
monkey.
maybe.
I'm
One
pretty
day.
sure. I don't know if this was a dream or maybe this was real, and I actually like read this on my phone. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure that there are like scientific studies where they are hooking up these, I guess, telepathic,
Yeah.
machines up to these monkeys, and they're playing games. Like
Yeah.
We
with
covered it in
their
another
mind.
episode.
We talked about it on our podcast last time.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Then this is this
Yeah,
is
it's
real.
probably
This is
like
real
deja
life.
vu to you,
Okay,
you know?
let me spin my fucking whatever thing so I know that I'm actually in real life.
Hey, by the way,
Inception.
Caesar right now is the #1 player on COD. Like, he's got like a fucking 21 KD.
It's almost. It's like a 4.5 KD.
Pretty well.
God,
I
man.
completely deleted the
Hey,
game.
add him on Warzone.
Yeah.
Hey,
But,
what's that gamer tag?
Yeah. What's your gamer tag? We'll let you plug this in. What is
What's
it?
your Twitch?
It is. I don't have a Twitch, but my Call of Duty, I win like around 80% of my Warzone games.
All right. So if you play Warzone, how do we find you?
It is King_Sandman99.
Spell that out word for word or letter for letter.
KING_SAND MAN99.
All right.
Damn, bro, it's crazy how I invite you all the time and you never accept my invites.
You never invite me.
That's crazy.
Know about
That's
that?
crazy. But no, I think that wraps up today's episode. I think we covered a good portion of feet.
Feet?
Yeah. I mean, fuck. Okay, for the record, you've never had a foot in your mouth?
Fuck no.
Have you ever had a foot in your mouth, Myers?
Yeah.
Like a whole foot?
Not a whole foot.
Like,
but
just
I've had
deep
toes.
throat that
I've
bitch.
had toes, yes, but
Okay, you never
I
had
wouldn't
like
say
like
a
middle
whole
like
foot,
you,
just
you
like
never had like
Wait, I never asked.
you never had like an ankle in your mouth?
Did I like it?
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say I liked it. I mean, it was kind of just like
In the
in the
moment.
moment kind of thing. I was like,
So you wouldn't taste the ground that she's walked on?
no, I did not taste the fucking ground. No, I was like, bitch, you better have your
It's-
feet washed, like wash. Like,
Damn, bitch, that foot seasoning. Mm.
What about you?
I have
Juarez?
had toes in my mouth, yes.
Like how far?
I mean, like I've sucked
Like
on,
just toes or like whole foot?
like I mean, I've
Sucked on
like,
toes?
so, like
Like-
I've sucked on toes, don't like licked feet,
Okay, but, like-
it's because like they're like yo,
Like
they
ankle
were
deep?
into it.
Ankle deep?
No, I've been like shoved a foot in my mouth,
All right, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. I have
Would
to.
you have a toe up your butt?
No.
That's just weird.
No, because then someone can say
That's
I've had a
pretty
foot
far.
up your ass, and I'm not about that.
That's the Rock Tequila, by the way. Sponsor us, please.
That is the Rock Tequila, and honestly, 10 out of 10 that I would recommend.
Okay.
I would
10 out of 10.
that I would recommend.
I say nine
give
and
it
a
a
half out of
8.
10.
8 out of 10.
Oh, yes.
I'm
Yeah,
reserved.
yeah.
No, like as in like I would recommend, not the score that I would give it. Like 10
Okay,
out of
well,
10.
what
Like
score would you give it?
honestly, I'd give it like an 8.
Yeah, I'd say like a solid 8.
I'm saving.
I feel like
Solid.
the taste could be better, but like.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
the
it's a
taste-
blanco.
The taste could be better, but like the way it goes down is like.
But when I say 10 out of 10, I was like, there's no doubt that I wouldn't recommend it. I
Yeah,
recommend
yeah,
it.
Yeah. I say like, if it was honestly, if it was a little more like a little less bite, just slightly, and a little more like tangy, like that'd be good to me.
Like I want to save my 10 out of 10 for like some type of liquor that just makes me go. Like
Yeah,
I just transcend out of my fucking body.
that would be fucking.
You
that'd
just
be dope.
fucking
Imagine
just
just
like
ayahuasca.
Nah,
There you go.
every single hallucinogenic in the world mixing. Like I see.
Is
God.
that a challenge?
I see God Himself. Like He comes down, He's like, "Hey man,
Hey, like your dreams.
Yeah, like your dreams. Yeah.
Like I will experience one of my dreams, but in reality, like a doorway opens right here,
And you just splits your brain
and I
open.
just walk into the train
Oh,
station, and I
yeah.
just I
And
I
you just
experience that
ascend.
shit. That's the type of liquor that I'm saving that 10 out of 10.
If
for.
you guys know of any liquor that'll do this to my boy,
I recommend it.
yeah, recommend it.
Honestly, if there isn't a liquor that makes me do this, oh come on, you gotta play. You gotta play. It's literally
You got 2 seconds.
This video's 1 second long. It doesn't help if my phone's at 1%, so maybe it's just not loading. But come on,
One,
come on.
2.
Oh God. Oh please.
If that shit
All
don't
right.
make me fucking
For the-
default
for the
Android
love of
fucking
God.
text message sound, I don't want it.
But literally, like I'm pretty sure a lot of people have seen me or seen this video, but it's literally like Sully from fucking Monsters Inc. and he's just like, like dead ass. If there's
You're no longer allowed to use your phone here.
If that alcohol, I'm sorry, I had horrible reception in here. But if that alcohol does not make me just like, it's not.
If it doesn't, all right.
If it doesn't give me that,
Thank you guys for listening. If you guys have stayed to listen to every fucking dreadful second of today's episode, we thank you and we love you and we appreciate you, as we say all the time. Do you guys have any final words for today's or this week's episode?
no, I think we covered a lot of good things today. Ooh.
All right, and Robles is now banned from. Put your fucking phone away. All right, thank you guys. You feel like I feel like you want to say something.
I don't have nothing to say.
I
It's
feel
just,
like you
you know,
go ahead, say
take care of
something.
each other. Take check on somebody, and you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Bro, if that shit don't make me fucking.
All right, that was your one plug-in. Yeah, no, Juarez is right.
You know,
Like
peace and love, baby.
we did the homie check really early on in this episode, but we really mean it. Like it doesn't matter if you're a guy, girl, female, she, they, them, it, fucking LGBTQIA alphabet, whatever you are, like you're loved.
It doesn't matter if you got that 2mm defeater or that fucking.
Or if you don't have anything.
like Black Mamba, fucking like.
Yeah.
Woo!
Like it does not matter what and who you are.
Or what you got.
Like as long as you are listening to us.
Did you got them salami nipples or like that fucking like.
There is someone out there for you, and if you're not into people, then I'm sure like
There's something out there for you.
there's and if you don't care for anything, then fucking props.
Fuck yourself.
Yeah, there you go. Go fuck yourself. Like
Like literally,
Respectfully.
respectfully, go fuck yourself. Like
yeah, But no, yeah. Good night,
Literally.
good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, no matter where you are. Thank you guys, and stay tuned for next episode. Thank you guys for listening. We love you.
Modelo, please sponsor us.
Sheesh.